Let's jump to this other very contentious social issue.
Ooh, I saw this on Rogan.
Joe Rogan references his 14-year-old daughter and pro-choice in a heated debate about abortion. He said, you're not going to force a 14-year-old who's been raped to carry the rapist's baby. I thought it was interesting because he had on Seth Dillon, and they both made their points. It was well stated on both sides. I think Seth Dillon made some interesting points. Let's read this and we'll talk about it. Joe Rogan clashed with the conservative commentator during a heated debate about abortion. Seth Dillon is a commentator?
Why wouldn't he just comment?
I thought he was a satirist.
He's the CEO of the Babylon Bee, but
I think he's a satirist.
Even bringing up his
but he like does political commentary on Twitter and stuff.
The polarizing podcaster. He's polarizing. He's the most popular. Previously stated he's 100% for a woman's right to choose. Full stop. No Jogan. No Joe Rogan.
No Jogan.
Jogan. That's it. He's Jogan from now on. Wrong. I will bet $100. A gentleman's bet. I never like putting money in it. A gentleman's bet, good Sir Joe Rogan, that if I sat down with him and we had a conversation, he would recant that statement.
Oh, for sure.
Outright. So we'll talk about it. So he says, there are women who have been raped who should not have to effing carry some rapist's baby, Rogan exclaimed. There's women who have been assaulted before the age of 14. Dillon, the founder of, he's not the founder of Babylon Bee.
He's the CEO. He's the CEO. Adam Ford's the founder of Babylon Bee.
They're wrong, New York Post. Fact check. Boo. He said, there are people who have been born of rape and are alive right now and are pro-life. They go around speaking and say, I had a right to live. They will go around making a case, and they were born of rape. So I totally understand what Seth Dillon is saying. I do agree with Joe in this capacity about, for one, a 14-year-old. I think that's not a viable pregnancy. Like, way too young to be able to carry a baby. I mean, it's that's the age where the doctor's going to make a decision. But I fall on the more libertarian side of the government can't force someone who was already forced to carry a baby in their body. That's a difference, though. And the reason I say Joe Rogan would recant that statement if I talk to him, I guarantee you Joe Rogan is not in favor of abortion at 9 months for elective reasons.
I hate this debate so much, and the reason I hate it is because it's not due to the fact that I don't want to talk about it. It's the fact that abortions because of a rape are exceedingly rare in comparison to what most abortions are.
Right.
It's a way for the left to kind of get away from talking about what abortion actually is, where they just say, "Oh, if a 14-year-old was raped, you would support her carrying a rapist baby," and it's like that is a significantly.
Hold on. It's really, really simple. It's really simple. When the left says that, the response to Joe Rogan is, "You know what, Joe? I'm going to give you that one." So then do you think that all other instances where it's not, would that be okay to ban?
Well, so that's
if you want to talk about banning the 93% of elective abortions with no reason given or whatever, then I agree with you. Okay, rape excluded, women can get abortions if they've been raped, and now you agree to ban 93% of abortions?
Well, so Seth did that. I watched this episode yesterday in full, and Seth did that because they started talking about the case in Nebraska. There was this big case in Nebraska recently that the media lied through their teeth about. There was this mother, and she had a 17-year-old daughter who was 23 weeks pregnant, so 6 months.
This is the Facebook.
Yes. This is a fully formed baby. It's 23 weeks. Nebraska had a 20-week abortion ban. This woman gave her daughter abortion pills, and they stillborned the baby at their house. They then took it and they burned and buried the body.
Yep.
And the police got hold of this because of a tip from somebody, and so they subpoenaed their Facebook DM, or not subpoenaed. They got a search warrant for their Facebook DMs because they had talked about us. Like, the daughter was like, I can't wait to get this effing thing out of me. And they're now being charged with multiple felonies for this. But the media lied about it because they said Facebook turned over DMs to the police. Like, the headlines from so many media outlets were literally Facebook turns over DMs to the police to prosecute teenager for having an abortion, without mentioning the fact that they did this at home for the fully formed baby that they burned and buried in somewhere.
So, absolutely psychotic, and no surprise the media lied. Seth brought that up to Joe?
Yeah, so they started talking about, and Joe was obviously against that. Like, he said, like, that's ridiculous and everything.
And that's the thing, like, when Joe says, he previously said he's 100% for a woman's right to choose, he's not 100% for a woman's right to choose.
No, I think that's out of context, that statement, because I don't think that's not something he would say with no pretext. He was probably saying it in reference to something.
Maybe.
I didn't see the show. Do you remember, Greg, when he said that? Did he come off as saying?
No, he did say.
He said he's like in favor.
No, fair point. He said, "quote: It gets weird when the baby gets like 6 months old. I know
Yeah,
that
yeah.
some states have late-term abortions, and sometimes you need one for medical reasons, right? The woman could die if she gives birth. Like, it's a decision that people have to make. I am 100% for a woman's right to choose, but as a human being, just a person observing things, there's a big difference between a little clump of cells and a fetus with the eyeball and the beating heart.
Funny
and
how
for
they phrase
anybody
it.
to pretend there's not.
Okay,
So actually,
I'm 100%
there's a beating heart.
Apologies,
choose
Joe.
but
Joe
they
agrees
cut
with
out
me.
the but part of it. Nice job, Newsweek. You screwed that one up.